Welcome back to yet another episode of one of these. I don't like that. Here we go. Welcome back to yet another short episode here on Journey to My Dreams. And today we're going to talk about visas, and not the kind of visas that you pay with, just to be clear. If you've traveled anywhere outside of your country and you're not fortunate enough to live somewhere where you don't need visas, like within the EU or in the US, then you've probably heard the term visas before. But what is a visa? A visa is a stamp or a sticker that allows you to enter a country that issued it. Sometimes you can't enter a country without a visa. I'm only wearing these because I don't have proper glasses to make me look smarter. Now that you know that, the next question is, what type of visas are there? Travel visa, work holiday visa. Alright, we need to expand a bit on that. With the travel visa, you go on a holiday, you travel and you have fun, but you don't do any work in the countries that you go to. With a work visa, you go to the country specifically to do some kind of work, and it's usually more permanent than with the travel visa. And it has all sorts of taxation issues as well. The work holiday visa is usually for people between 18 and 30 years old who are just looking to find their calling and want to try out different countries and different jobs legally. Usually you can't really have the same job for more than a couple of weeks, and there is a list of jobs that you can take with this visa. Let's say I have a visa, then how long is it valid for? Depends on the type of visa and the country that issued it. For a normal travel visa, the average is 90 days. For a work visa, it could be anything to a couple of years to a couple of months. Do you actually need a visa for every country? It really depends on what country's citizen you are. You can either have access to many countries, or you can be screwed and requested to get visas for every single country you want to visit. Alright, then how can you figure out what you actually need? Contact your destination country's embassy. Actually, it's not as tricky as that. If you don't like calling people, if you don't like the opening hours, you can go to this website called projectvisa.com, where you can select what country you're interested in. There you can find all the information that you need on how to obtain a visa, how long they're valid for, what countries are allowed to visit what country without a visa, and all the pieces of information that you need for guaranteed safe and easy travel. Alright, how do you get a visa to a specific country? Call the embassy and ask them. Again, that is technically true, but there are other ways which might be easier depending on where you are and where you want to go and what kind of citizenships you might hold. If you don't know that, one person can have multiple citizenships, and that could be very helpful in some situations. Obviously, check projectvisa.com, look at your options. If you actually do need a visa, there's still a couple of options. For example, in the US, you need a thing called ESTA, and if you're a citizen of one of those countries who's ESTA eligible, then just go online, pay online, and then you're set. If you are not eligible for ESTA, then you need to call the embassy and ask them what you need for a visa. Same applies for every other country. Some might have online solutions, some might give you visas at the border when you're entering the country. For me, on my South America journey, that's going to be the case. Sometimes you need to buy a tourist card, which is pretty cheap but required to do it when you enter a country. My personal worst case scenario was when I went to Belarus for a week. I had to go to the embassy a couple of times, meet with people who spoke no Hungarian, who spoke no English, try and communicate with them. Eventually, and with the help of the company that I worked for, I got the stamp in my passport. We flew out, landed in Minsk in Belarus, and then we were told that we're not allowed to enter the country until we buy health insurance provided by them. It wasn't too expensive, couple of dollars, but it felt like a scam. We're still not sure if we were scammed or not, but we were let into the country and we were let out. So there could be all sorts of weird things happening, but if you go to projectvisa.com, most likely all of these issues will be outlined there. This video is not sponsored in any way. I just want to let you know what tools I found during my investigations about my journey that's happening in less than a month. I'm very excited. Anyway, this was it for today. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you got something away from it. If you have any more questions regarding travel and visas and vaccinations and whatsoever, leave a comment below and I'll try and answer it next time. Until then, remember to dream on, dream big, and
make it happen.
Bye. No, unless you've done a journey like this before. If you haven't traveled before and you're planning on going to exotic location, then the following series will be about what you need to do, what you need to think of, and how you need to go about stuff. The first order of business is what I've been promising you guys for quite some time now, is a tool to figure out what kind of vaccinations you need when you're going somewhere exotic. And here's this website that the travel